Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now that hopefully you have all the relevant programs and fonts and keyboards to be able to type Urdu and play with Urdu in Microsoft Word, we'll go on to converting some files. Okay, so just coincidentally in my computer, because I couldn't get the old Inpage to work properly, I have two versions of Inpage. One is the apparently latest Inpage version 3, which is just a demo, and I have the old Inpage which is not working properly because the fonts won't display properly. In any case, one thing I have done is I've made a copy of, I'll show you what to do is okay, I have the work that I have in Inpage. This is a folder full of all the work, and I have a copy of that. How to make a copy is you just right click copy and right click paste. That will give you a copy. Okay, I already have a copy, so I'm going to get rid of that one. That's just to back up, so if I change anything accidentally, if I want to open in a different program and so on and so forth, I have an original and a copy. Anyway, so now I'm going to open one of these files, right? Inpage work copy bab al aqiqa. Right, so here we have. The reason for me having two is this formatting is displaying incorrectly. It just won't work. So if I open it in the demo version, it opens properly. Okay, you can ignore that warning that just came up. So this is how it's supposed to look, but anyway, you can't. So now what you want to do is you want to select all of the text. Now as you can notice in Inpage, you can't scroll on to the next page, so there's more text on the next page, but I won't be able to select it. The way around that is to click anywhere, hold control and press A, yeah, or you can just right click and press select all. That will select all the text in all of the pages, no matter how many pages there are. Then you want to right click and copy, yeah, so now all of that text is on the clipboard. Now what you need to do is you need to go to urdu.ca. so you need to come on this website, and in this website at the near the bottom here you'll have Inpage se Urdu Unicode Tahrir Banaye, how to make Unicode writing from Inpage writing. So if you click on that, it should give you an online converter. Okay, so what did we do? We had selected all and copied this. So what you can then do is paste all of the Urdu text into this converter, and as you can see, it's all come up as strange symbols. Now what you need to do is you need to press convert here. As for this reverse numbers digits, I'm not quite sure what that does. I haven't noticed a difference. There must be something that it does, so it doesn't, to my experience, it doesn't make a difference. This is what font you want it to display in. So Jamil Nouri Nastalik is the one that we just installed into our Windows, so we'll hear that. Okay, convert. Okay, so there we go, it's converted. Okay, so all you need to do now is copy all of that. So copy, take it over Microsoft Word, and then paste it into Microsoft Word. And there you go. Okay, now that's not the end of it, because there are a lot of editing or formatting issues. First of all, you can see everything's aligned to the right. The way to fix that is to select all, which you can do by pressing Control and A. Then you need to move it to right to left. At the moment this is left to right text direction, so the text is technically going like this, from left to right. Okay, what you need to do is press right to left. It's not enough just to do that, just to align it to the right, because that won't fix the behavior of the text. Like for example, here you have number 1 Maulana Tanweer, and you have Sa'il. You have number 1 Sa'il Maulana Tanweer. That's supposed to be number 1 Sa'il Maulana Tanweer, and so on and so forth. If you move it to that side, you still have the same problem. What you need to do is you need to change the text direction. When you press that, and then you change that, then okay, no, sorry, I was slightly mistaken. That's supposed to be at the end, but anyway, this is supposed to be formatted from right to left. As you can see, this is what the original was supposed to look like, so it does lose a lot of formatting. For example, here this Bismillah here is big, here it's gone small, it's no longer centered. All of these full stops have changed, these dots have changed to strange characters, the number, the brackets have all messed up. Okay, one other less visible thing which is problematic is how the computer is taking these lines. So this line break, now there's two here. If we press this, but this button displays the formatting marks. Now this small mark shows that this gap, this new line that's starting, it's not actually a new paragraph, it's something called a manual line break. The problem with the manual line break, as you can see everywhere there's manual line breaks, is that in terms of formatting and behavior, this is going to act like one whole line. All of this is going to act like one whole paragraph. So for example, if I want to center Bismillah, it's going to center everything because it considers this to be a whole paragraph. What that is supposed to be is, it's supposed to be, if I press enter, it's supposed to be a paragraph break or a paragraph mark. Then that and this are two separate paragraphs, and you can treat them separately. So you can make that center, you can change the space of this, you can increase the space underneath it, for example, and so on and so forth, which you can't do if they're considered the same paragraph. Now, one way of changing this is this way: you put the cursor there, press delete, and then press enter. There you go. But this is obviously a tedious way of doing it, and if you've got a long document, it's going to take you a long time. The quick way to do it is press Control F. This will bring up this part here. Okay, so what you want to find is something specific. If you go to Advanced Find or Find and Replace, yeah, so what you want to find, let me just get rid of these marks here, you can see all of that. What you want to find is something called special character. So what you need to search for is a special character called manual line break. When you put that in, that's a code. And what you want to replace it with, now if you go into the replace box, you want to replace it with a paragraph mark. That will, okay, now when you press find the next, here it's highlighted that, so it's found this one. So you can press replace. Once you replace it, you will find the next one automatically. You go to that one. So if you use replace, find next, like example, you don't want to replace that one, so you go to find next, you leave that one. You can replace them one at a time. If you press replace all, which is probably the one you want to do most of the time, it will change everything in the document, and there you go. That's one thing done. The second thing you can notice here are these brackets have, you know, changed order. This is something that I don't know how to resolve. I don't think there is I haven't come across a simple solution, like a find and replace one or something. So these are one of the things that you'll have to replace yourself. Okay, one thing is, in this document we have these three okay, so this one you'll probably have to find and replace them yourself. What I would do is I'd just get rid of all of them and then go back through and add them manually. If I go to find, make sure that you have Urdu selected here, and if I find this, if I go to find and replace, yeah, so what I can do is delete this part so it replaces it with nothing, and it'll find. So what I'll do is, you can click here and start with it, find next. Okay, so I'll get rid of that one, replace it with nothing. That one's okay. Find next, replace it with nothing. That one's okay. Replace that one with nothing. That one's okay. Replace that one with nothing. So some of them are okay. The ones before the numbers are not okay. That's what we're finding. Okay, so that's that one done. Let me see if this one comes up in the search. So if I go left here and I actually no, it's okay. Okay, if I right, so I'm copying this Control C. I'm gonna put it into the find. So let's see if it finds that. Yep, it's finding that. So again, I'm going to replace it with nothing. Find, replace. I'm going to replace that with nothing. Replace that. And just replace all of them. Got rid of everything. Okay, so that leaves us with this. Also, what I would do is I would get rid of all of these because I would just want to use replace all. No, actually, I should have replaced it with a space at least. Replace all. There you go. So here I have, if I get rid of that, see here you have a pretty simple document which now needs punctuation and formatting. So I would make this bigger, for example, make that a couple of sizes bigger. As for these, I would use numbering like such, maybe find some numbering that's appropriate, and then you can format it accordingly. You might need to add some, like for example we lost these brackets, but then you have it. It's now in Microsoft Word. It just needs some extra formatting. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.